A man asks me to marry him on the Japanese coastline. Two mythical rocks in the ocean, a symbol of eternal love, and I say yes. That night, I'm bleeding in the bathtub because the woman who said yes to that proposal wasn't me. There's a part of you making your decisions right now. You have never met it, but it knows you better than you know yourself. For 9 years, I was the perfect girlfriend without him asking for it. I cooked what he liked, watched what he watched. When he wanted me, I was there. And when I had dreams, I suppressed them. And then we go to Japan, my favorite country. We're standing at this coastline in Tottori region. Far out in the ocean, there are two rocks tied together with a rope. It's a stunning sight. I feel the wind in my hair. I hear the waves crashing. And then he turns to me. Marty, do you want to marry me? Yes! Oh my gosh, my mind is completely blank. This must be what pure happiness feels like. On the drive back to the hotel, I'm smiling, admiring the ring, convincing him that I'm happy, convincing myself that I'm happy. Meanwhile, my body is screaming, cramping, excruciating pain. And I'm like, oh, sorry, could we stop once more? I have to pee again. And that night, I'm sitting in the hotel bathtub, bleeding into the hot water and thinking, I must pull myself together. I need to be bearable. I can't be a burden to him right now. He didn't even want to be here in Japan. It took me months to understand what happened on this coastline, but when I did, I couldn't unsee it. That woman who said yes to the proposal wasn't me. It was a mask I'd been wearing for so long, I forgot I put it on. What I just described has a name. Psychologists call it shadow work. And I know what you're thinking. Journal prompts, inner child healing, just sit with your feelings. But that's not what we're doing here. Stay with me. Most people think shadow work is just digging into your dark side, facing your demons, getting uncomfortable with the ugly parts of you. And yeah, there is some of that. But that is just the cool-sounding Instagram version of shadow work. Your shadow isn't the enemy. Your mask is. Your mask is the version of you the world trained you to be. The good girl, the strong one, the one who never complains. You build it to survive, and it worked. Until maybe it didn't anymore. Most people die wearing their mask while being consumed by their shadow. And your shadow is everything your mask had to suppress to exist. Your real needs, your real desires, your real boundaries. You might not like what you find beneath the mask, but it doesn't matter because it has been controlling your decisions anyway from far back behind. And Carl Jung said it best. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So here is what we are actually going to do. I'm going to give you 3 steps to meet your shadow. That same process that blew up my 9-year relationship, my career, my identity, and build it into something real. Step 1, find your mask. This is easier than you think because your mask is loud. It's the voice that says, you should be nice. You should shut up. You should be grateful she's even with you. You should smile more. Ask yourself, where in your life do you do things that deep down feel wrong and you do them anyway? Not washing the dishes wrong. I mean the things that make your stomach twist. Being overly sweet to someone who doesn't deserve it. Saying yes when your whole body says no. Performing a version of yourself because the real one feels unacceptable. That is your mask. You already saw mine, the perfect girlfriend who said yes to marriage on this Japanese coastline. But yours might look completely different, especially the situations that trigger it. Maybe you're smiling at your boss's racist jokes while your jaw is clenched so that your teeth hurt. Maybe you're texting, "Oh, no worries," to someone who canceled on you for the third time while your chest is burning. And it gets much more personal than that. Maybe you are lying in bed next to someone, letting them touch you, while inside you have already left the room. Whatever it is, notice when your body says one thing and your mouth something different. That is your starting point. And now that you know where the mask is, here is what's hiding underneath. And I'm warning you, this is even more uncomfortable. Step 2, meet your shadow. That's where it might get ugly. Your shadow is whatever the mask had to kill off in order to exist. And it's also not subtle. You can think of it as the extreme opposite of what you show to the world. If your mask is the people pleaser, your shadow might be a raw, selfish, I don't give a damn about your feelings. If your mask is the calm, stoic, always in control person, your shadow might be a crying, throwing things mess. If your mask is the good girl, your shadow is, well, when I finally looked beneath my perfect girlfriend mask, I found her, a woman who takes what she wants, who won't be touched unless she says so, who looks down on men, but not with hate, but with power. She's loud, she's sexual, she's unapologetic. Think Nicki Minaj energy. And when I realized that, my mask screamed at me. That's disgusting, that's embarrassing. You can't be something like that, please. That is the reaction, the cringe, the shame, this absolutely not. That is how you know that you have found it. If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, you haven't gone deep enough. Now your shadow isn't who you're supposed to become. I didn't become Nicki Minaj, obviously, but there was something buried in that shadow that I desperately needed. Your shadow always has something you need, and it's been holding it hostage until you grow the balls to come and take it. So how do we actually do that? Step 3. Own it. This is the part that most people skip. They find their shadow, they freak out, and then they shove it back down. Don't do that. Owning it doesn't mean you let your shadow move in and run your life. It means you stop slamming the door every time it knocks. You stop pretending it doesn't exist. Practically speaking, you try it on, like clothes you would never wear in public, but just to see how it feels. This could look like you take 2 chairs, you sit down in one, you put your shadow in the empty one across from you, and you talk to it. You ask it, what do you want from me? What do you need? Yeah, it sounds insane. Do it anyway, and you will see what I mean. For me, that looked ridiculous. Think about singing Nicki Minaj lyrics alone in my apartment, or dressing up, looking in the mirror, and calling myself a hot bitch. Or doing a twerking tutorial as my morning workout. Everything my mask has judged and shamed for years, I allowed myself to do it. Mind you, I wasn't becoming that person, but I needed to feel in my body what the mask had been cutting off. And after letting myself do all that, the singing, the twerking, the cringe, something within me really changed. I stopped saying yes when I meant no. I stopped performing in bed with gratitude that I didn't feel. I stopped being someone's mother and started being a sassy woman who knows what she wants and isn't sorry about it. That is what integration of your shadow looks like. Not just some peaceful, I accept all parts of myself moment with candles and a journal. More like you feel horrible and embarrassed doing it, but one time you look in the mirror and the person looking back isn't playing a role for the first time. It might literally look like a mask was taken off. Your gaze might be different. The look on your face might have changed. Also, it turns out pretending to be someone else is exhausting because part of you is always on guard that your shadow doesn't creep out. And when you stop, you'd be surprised how much more energy you will have in your life and how many people might fall away. And look, if what comes up is more than you can hold, please get support. That is what I did too. And know that you already are so courageous. Most people never even get this far. This whole shadow work is like an onion. There is always another layer, and some might make you cry. But is it a good thing or a bad thing? It just is for all of us. If something in this video made your stomach twist, but you are still here, please subscribe, because this channel is for people who would rather rip off the mask and look ugly for a while than wear it to their grave. And we're going to go that deep every week. Now, here is where I lose most people, because you understood everything that I told you. You probably even recognized yourself in it. And you're going to close this video and do absolutely nothing. You're not lazy. You're even clever, or rather, your mask is. Oh yeah, interesting video. I'll think about it later, but actually, I don't really need this stuff. I'm fine. Let's stroll. Sounds familiar? Because this is the mask doing its job right now in real time. And in all honesty, there is short-term discomfort in looking what is buried deep within you. Your chest will tighten. Your brain will say, that's so stupid. You will feel embarrassed sitting in a chair talking to an imaginary version of you. I did. I felt like an idiot. But that discomfort only lasts minutes. But living behind a mask that isn't you can last decades. I wore mine for 9 years in a relationship. And some people wear theirs for a lifetime. They build entire careers, marriages, families to protect a mask they forgot they are wearing. And they call it being adult and responsible. So pick just one step, not everything we talked about today, just one thing, and ask yourself, where does your body say one thing but your mouth says another? You already know it. You already knew it before you clicked this video. That is the thing. Or you look at what kind of behavior in other people you find embarrassing, unacceptable, and cringe. And if you're brave, drop it in the comments, because you'd be shocked how many people share the same shadow. Now, if you feel ready and want to go deeper, the step-by-step technique I use, the psychology behind why it works, all of it, watch this video. I'll see you there.